Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I want to welcome you to your love and romance reading for this week. I've decided not to put dates on my love and romance readings because where I get this information from in the ethereal, there is no time. So I feel there will be a date on when I post my videos, but I do feel as the videos reach whoever are meant to be watching this, that these readings are timeless and it is meant for the people who find them at the appropriate divine time. So while I'm introducing myself, I want you to have a look at the 4 decks that I have here and see which one you are drawn most to pick your deck, and I will read from these decks. Now, below my video you will find timestamps where you can find each individual reading. There's also a donation button. If you find yourself clicking on that button, thank you for valuing me. Thank you for valuing my time. I absolutely love reading for you. I was born to do this. So this is about bringing in information for divine masculines, divine feminines who are single. So if you are in a relationship and you're watching this video, whether you're married, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, established partnership, this video is not for you. I set the intention to read for single people who are open to meeting a lifelong partner. Okay, so this will be deck number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So hopefully by now you would have had time to see which deck you are drawn to. Feel free to pause the video until you have decided. But I'll also use terms like divine masculine, divine feminine, or masculine dominant, feminine dominant. So I don't generally refer to male, female, and I also refer to the person coming in for you as your person. Okay, so let's get started. I will also list below the decks that I'm using with the timestamps. Okay, get myself organized. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's see if love is coming in for you. I did pre-shuffle the decks, but I just want to give it a light shuffle to tune in. If this is your deck, we'll have a look and see if there's love coming for you. I'll also use other decks to clarify. Is there love coming? Are you ready? 9 of Cups, wishes come true. You have been waiting, wishing for to be loved, for love in your life. But you also, I feel that you're single, and you might have been single for quite some time, and you are kind of done with spending time by yourself. Even though you're quite happy to with your own company, keeping your own company, you don't need to be in a relationship for emotional security. But I do feel like you have been thinking about romance, maybe even have a specific person in mind, and you've made your wishes. You've basically sent out to the universe that you are ready to love, you're ready for a connection, and you're waiting for your love to come to you. Now, if there's a personality card, it shows that this is, oh, there's your new beginning. So there's a new beginning around communication. You most probably already in communication with someone already that you are very much drawn to on an emotional level, because you're looking for an emotionally satisfying connection. But I see there is communication coming in for you. If you're not in communication with your person yet, around about 21st June, 21st July, in that time period, maybe even from the 21st of May, there might be some communication coming in, and that's your beginning. So it's your fresh start, and I see it as a mental connection, really good conversation, maybe receiving an invitation of some kind from someone you already know and who you might be interested in. We have the Ten of Swords. So the person that you are interested in or might connect with you is someone who is finishing off with another connection. They're liberating themselves from being mentally exhausted. I feel like there is this person brings with them, they've just come out of a connection and they're looking for a brand new start, because we have an ace and a 10 right next to each other. So they might even communicate and let you know that they finished off with a connection and that they are now ready to be more social. They're open to communicating and reconnecting with you. We have the Hanged Man. So I feel like there might be, from the time that you start to communicate until round about, Pisces season. This card represents Neptune, so we have Neptune and Pisces at the moment. So I feel like this person, concerning communication, is bringing in new perspectives, taking it really slow, and maybe you've been waiting. I feel like you've been waiting quite some time for your person to make an appearance, whether you've known this person from the past or whether you've met them, and just kind of being very light and on the surface in connecting with them now and again, maybe just bumping into them in the public now and again. So I get that come and go, stop start type of feeling. Like you might speak sometimes and then it will go quiet, and then you're not quite sure, but you've been hoping and praying that, this person would reestablish a connection with you. And they do. We have the King of Swords. So this person is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Really good communication skills. This is the wordsmith. Very good intellectual skills. This could be someone who is a scholar, a professional scholar, likes to study, likes to learn things, very good with technology. They're an expert in their field, they mature. So this person coming through, King of Swords with an Ace of Swords, he has a clear intention. So after maybe going a bit hot and cold and, inconsistent, being quiet for extended periods of time, your person decides to make an appearance and to start communicating in a very mature way. So it's a little bit up in the air as it is going for you at this point in time, but I do feel, pun intended, with air, but air does fluctuate, and I feel like there's a lot of stimulation here, there's a lot of wisdom coming in with this King of Swords. And I kind of feel like this person ticks your boxes, because even though they come across as someone who's very intellectual, they also have the ability to feel deep and to wait things out. They know when to go and when to stay. They know when to keep quiet and when to speak. This comes with the life lessons and the maturity that they have gained, you know, over the years. So I just see this as a mature person. A king is a mature masculine person in love reading. That is what you're looking for, because they bring with them a sense of stability and a sense of maturity when it comes to the approach of relationships. I'll just draw more cards. We have the King of Wands. So in the way of love, there is a possibility that you would have more than one person expressing interest in you know, a relationship with you, and maybe you have to make a choice as to, you know, which person you feel more attracted to. It's like I get the universe doing that thing where it's either feast or famine, right? So this person is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, very fiery, outgoing, but if you very good leadership, charismatic, loves people, is warm, also once again very mature, and this could also maybe be the same person, that they have two sides to their personality. You know, that it's just a person who can be at times very outgoing and have a very intellectual approach. Maybe they have a Leo rising or a Leo moon, while they have a Gemini or Aquarius sun or something like that. But this person can alternate between being very much intellectual and then again very passionate at the same time. So I get a very strong Leo feeling around this King of Wands. Very passionate, adventurous, yeah, lovers. So this, you know, lover feel, this romantic connection with you, for you, might start out a bit slow, but it will develop into a beautiful connection, a beautiful romantic connection where it becomes established, it becomes official, and you would want to take it to the next level. Wanting to commit, you know, do you move in together, get engaged, get married? I see serious conversations concerning your connection, especially with this Ace of Swords there. That tells me that's your new beginning. This card is ruled by Gemini, 21st May to 21st June. The Ace of Swords to me is you know, also that around about the same time of the year. So I see that new beginning happening. It's coming. And it's also a really deep connection here. I feel like with the two of you, it's not that card I want, it's this card I want. You know, there is a deep connection because there's this Neptunian flavor that goes together with that fire and all the air, with a really good communication and passion. But I feel like with this hanged man that there is an ability to just hang out and be together and feel the undercurrents of each other's emotions and your state of being where you are at any point in time. So I do feel there's a depth to this connection that is really beautiful. And I do feel like the both of you have gone through times where you had suffered considerably in relationships in the way of you know, having to deal with conflict and just being physically drained and emotionally drained from being in connections with people that don't serve you. But if this is your bundle, I feel very positive, and I'm happy to say that there is love coming for you. I just want to shuffle my Doreen Virtue Romance Angels cards, and we'll get you some cards for romance. Love is a beautiful thing. Okay, there we go. It says, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So, maybe that is in the past. I feel like maybe you were in relationships where there was a lot of control and you weren't really allowed to be you know, truly you in a connection. But it was also about not feeling emotionally safe or even physically safe. So there could have been things like emotional, mental abuse in previous relationships, especially with this Ten of Swords, mental manipulation and mental abuse, gaslighting, you know, all sorts of unpleasant communications that has gone on in the way of, you know, relationships not being healthy. What I hear the word, sorry, mind fucking, being totally mind fucked by your partner, so you can't think straight, you doubt yourself. You know, so those are things of the past. Clearly, the guides want to say that is something of the past, and now it says make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So maybe you feel like it's a bit of a gamble, even though it's wishes coming true. But the love angels and the cupids are encouraging you that it is safe to love and that it is safe to make the effort and reach out to that person for whom you've been wishing for. It's about wish fulfillment. It's okay to wish, but it's also you get to a point where you need to allow those wishes to be fulfilled for you and to seize your opportunities as they come. So I'm happy to let you know that there is love on the way for you. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful week. Bye. Okay, so our next deck was, I can't remember, I think it was this one. That's the downside of reading, right? As you go into different realm. This one. And then you forget time and numbers and sequences. Oh, we have the Knight of Cups. Is there love coming for you? Absolutely resounding yes. And this is romance. This is like that soft, gooey, mushy sweetness that comes with being wooed, and romance that's flowers and walks on the beach and watching sunsets and you know, but will this person stay? That is what I'm interested in. If this is the your deck that you chose, I want to find out, is this person going to hang around? Because a guy on a horse, or a lady on a horse, how long would they stay? Even though the Knight of Cups does move at their own pace, they're not in a hurry. They want to take their time to savor the senses, savor life, savor the beauty, write poems, and be emotionally open and vulnerable. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, and this card is ruled by Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So they have that ability to connect emotionally very well. Okay, I just want to close the curtains because the sun is coming in. Okay, let's see what comes in for you in the way of love. The love doctor is here. The love doctor. I've got to work on my sexy voice, right? Okay, so we have the High Priestess. And so you intuitively know that this person, you must probably expecting this person to arrive at your door because you just know. The feminine person in this connection knows. If you're the feminine watching, you know that there's romance coming. You just have that feeling. That's why you're watching. You want to actually just get a bit more information of what you can kind of feel out for yourself. So this is a feminine who's highly intuitive. You must probably read tarot. And you have your own spiritual gifts. So you're watching my video just to double check where you are at. You know, you just double check yourself if the information you get is accurate. So we have the Three of Swords here. Definitely some disappointments in love. Well, who has not been burned? I mean, we get burned at a young age, right? You know, from that first puppy love. You know, the wounds can sometimes be very devastating when it comes to love. But it's also about speaking your truth and speaking your mind concerning love and speaking your truth even though it hurts. So, what you're looking for in a connection, romance is fine, you know, but the thing is, you can say the words, or you can bring the flowers, but how honest are you in your efforts when it comes to romance? When I say how honest, you're looking for someone who's brutally honest and truthful when it comes to matters of the heart. You would rather be a little bit bruised on the heart center and have someone's honest opinion than having them sugarcoat everything and make you believe that everything is all right when it isn't. So we have the Queen of Cups here. If you're a masculine watching, your feminine is highly intuitive. You will not be able to pull the wool over her eyes, okay? She's very emotional. She's sensitive, and when I say emotional, doesn't mean like she's in tears all the time or that, she's like up and down all the time. It's just that she's a very sensitive person. She's very good at listening, counseling. She is an empath, so she understands. We have a lot of cups here. So this is ruled by Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. And this Empress here is Pisces. Okay, so I feel like there's a very strong Piscean flavor for your person coming through, whether this person is masculine or feminine, because we have a knight there as well. Okay, next card. We have the Two of Pentacles. So your person might be juggling responsibilities, juggling two situations, especially with this High Priestess here. She's between two pillars, and that's trying to keep the balance. And being balanced is so important. So I feel like when your person makes an appearance in your life, they might have a busy schedule. And they might have to juggle their private life and their career, or they're working two jobs. They have a career and then something on the side. But I feel like they're very versatile. They're very good at making things happen for themselves and keeping things in the flow. So there's a bit of earth. I'm quite happy to see that earth here just to ground things in a little bit, but it's not very stable. We have the Page of Cups. So I do feel like this water sign is willing to offer romance, to make a small offer, to say, let's be friends, let's date, let's go out. There's that emotional vulnerability here that I like, being open. But there's not enough here to ground it in, so I just want to draw more cards. We have the Nine of Wands. So someone has been a bit of through the wars, okay? Someone has been wounded, especially with that Three of Swords there. So this Piscean, Cancer, Scorpio person they've got their defenses up. Someone is blocking someone. Maybe they've blocked their exes. Maybe they're just weary from past experiences that they had. So they have boundaries and walls built around them to protect their soft heart. But we have enough cups here to ensure that even though there is a wounded warrior in the presence, or a wounded warrior woman in your presence, that there is still enough emotional availability to establish a connection. So we have the Hermit here. I feel like Your person is quite mature, very wise, not necessarily old, okay? Just because an old man shows up doesn't mean they're grey and all wrinkled. But this card is ruled by Virgo. It's a card of introspection. It's a card of going within. Someone who's learned a lot in the way of relationships. And even those, they might have their heart on their sleeve, they will have some very healthy boundaries, trying to protect themselves from getting hurt again. So, and they want to move at a slow pace. They want to be practical about things because Virgo is an earth sign. They don't want to rush into anything, even though very much open to romance. Very much, there's a lot of people here. You know, we have a knight, we have a queen, we have a page. So I feel like there's plenty of opportunity for romance. People with your person is interested in honest conversations. And then we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. So maybe your partner, your person coming in is divorced. But potentially this connection could actually end up in a marriage. It's about, yeah, I do feel like it could potentially end up in a marriage, or someone could still be married, and that maybe that is why we have this Two of Pentacles here. Someone is still married, so they're kind of juggling two situations. Maybe they separated, because here in New Zealand you have to be separated for 2 years before you can get divorced. So maybe it's a situation where they are waiting to finalize the administration or the legal papers, even though I don't see legal matters in this spread here. But maybe they just separated and now they're kind of juggling the separation and your relationship. But here in New Zealand, you know, it's quite acceptable to have people who are separated and not legally divorced, but yet you know, they go into established partnerships because it's just so complicated to get divorced. You know, it's like they make it really difficult around here, you know, to finish up with relationships and marriages and things. But you know what? We all just get on with it. So they say children, your love life is being affected by children. So maybe with this wedding, there is children and another partner involved, as I say, in just the scenario that I described here. So yes, there's definitely love on the cards, but it's about being open to the person that you're going to meet. It's about maybe even meeting your person while you're traveling, because we do have the Knight of Cups there. Maybe you're traveling overseas or across the water. So, long-term committed partnership, possibly. I do feel it's a possibility, but I do feel it very much depends on the two people, whether you actually want to get married or whether you just want to date and move in with each other at a later stage. But at the moment, yes, romance is on the cards, but it's about taking it one day at a time, because there are other factors involved that is asking you to take it slow and to be wise about the decisions that you're making concerning love. So thank you for watching. I hope this answers your question. There's beautiful connections out there. You know, maybe you just feel like marriage isn't your thing. You know, you just want to have someone who speaks the same language, someone you can share your life with while you're juggling away. But I don't really get a player. I don't really get a player energy here, because we have the Hermit. There's a lot of wisdom here. I don't feel like anyone in this connection will take it lightly, but I feel like they want to take it at a slow, steady pace and just see what happens and how life unfolds, because there's many different factors involved. Okay, next deck, it's this one here. And we'll see if love comes in for you. Is there love coming for you? Just tuning in. It's my beautiful Thelema deck. I love this deck. King of Swords. There's someone coming for you, but he means business. This is a masculine, okay? It's about speaking your truth. It's about being brutally honest. If you can't keep this person mentally stimulated, you know, pack your bag and go, because this guy knows his stuff. Very intellectual. Specialist in the field, could be anything from an engineer that knows anything and everything to a doctor to a surgeon to a lawyer, but very, very, very good, you know, in the way of knowledge, very intellectual, hands-on. People rely on their judgment skills. They have a very sober approach to life. If you want to approach the King of Swords, you better approach correct. Okay. This is if you're masculine watching and you know you're waiting for your feminine to come. She's very much. She's a very intellectual person. She's very mature. She'll have her own stuff. Good judgmental skills. Can have the ability to see both sides of a situation, but also they use words as weapons. On the downside, they can totally annihilate you verbally, so approach them correct, be fair, be just, be honest. They don't want the frills, they just want honesty. That's all they want. Speak your truth. Be authentic in their presence. Don't try and be something. Don't try and just put your best foot forward and hope for the best. Just be you. So I feel like this, like you have suffered a bit of a loss, you know, on the emotional level. Maybe having the struggle with depression in the past, having regrets about relationships that didn't work out. Maybe even have to maybe suffered a loss from someone passing away. Maybe you're a widow or a widower, but you are still open to a new relationship, and on heart level you wish for someone to share your life with, even though you have seen some darker times in the way of relationships. You're also juggling your life, maybe working 2 jobs, trying to be stable or create stability, but finding it very difficult. And maybe that is why you find yourself still single, feeling like perhaps it's been a bit of a challenge trying to create stability in your life enough to welcome or to accommodate a second person, you know, in a deep, meaningful relationship. We have the Queen of Swords, we have a pair here, so definitely someone coming for you. Both these cards, the King and the Queen, are ruled by Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So I feel like you have a lot of personality traits in common, easy to speak to, easy to connect with each other, easy to understand each other, finding common ground to connect, even though you know, there are these situations that you had to deal with in the past that had to do with upheaval and trying to find your balance and trying to create security. But it's now looking forward and trying to and seeing what the future brings in the way of relationships. Quite willing to step through the doors, quite willing to go where the heart leads, or where the mind leads in this case. To find love, you are open, but it's also asking you to step out of your comfort zone. It is to go outside, be more social, make the effort, be open, be open. But this card is ruled by Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So I see this bird here. So you might have cast your net quite wide, having a good overview of what is coming into you concerning relationships. Okay, this is very open-minded to see um, the people approaching you for relationships and to give them a chance to express interest. Oh, we have the Seven of Swords. I don't like this card in a romantic reading. So I'm going to clarify why that Seven of Swords is there. That's dishonesty, that's sneaking around. That's not good. I don't like the Seven of Swords. I'll draw another card. Why is the Seven of Swords there? Seven of Swords could have to do with research, spending time by yourself, investing yourself in your personal projects. I do feel like even though we have that Seven of Swords here, we have a King of Pentacles and we have the Four of Wands here. So I feel like maybe this is a fear. I feel like this is being afraid that they won't be honest with you because of this King and Queen with the honesty and just being fair and just and to speak your truth is so important that one of their fears are, they will maybe when you meet when you meet your person, they might cross-examine you like third degree, trying to find out everything about you and how you think and how you function, like mentally how you are wired, because they have a person that might have cheated on them in the past that wasn't honest, someone who was sneaking around behind their back, um just unpleasant experiences. But I feel like this could potentially be something of the past, and that fear that someone isn't honest with them could still be lingering. So just be mindful of, when your person appears, that they might appear very strong and very much healed from their past relationships, but this energy could still be lingering around where they might feel a little bit insecure. When they cross-examine you about facts, then this is the reason why. But I do feel like if you're watching this, whether you're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, that there is a very stable offer coming your way for even a marriage, a committed partnership, moving in together, buying a house together, having a stable relationship. And the King of Pentacles is all about looking long term. They don't invest themselves in anything that they feel is not going to be secure. So this card is ruled by Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and very stable, very loyal. On the downside, can be a bit of a stick in the mud, not very adventurous, but they're offering you something long term. And so this could be a king or a queen that has kind of both types of personality traits, where they're very grounded yet very intellectual and looking for a long-term committed partnership. I will draw you some romance angel cards, and if this is dishonesty, there is a card in this deck that will indicate dishonesty, because I just read the cards as they fall. But I feel like that Seven of Swords could be a love of spending time by yourself and not being very social, and like to do research on subjects that interest you, on a mental level, very cerebral kind of personality. heart-to-heart conversations, which is really great for this king and queen because they love to talk. I see verbal banter around these two. It says, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, so that's really good. That's a good place to start. Soulmate. This could be your soulmate, especially with a pair like this. I do feel like with matching energies, it says yes, this is your soulmate. So there is I do see a person coming in for you shortly. Time. Let me see, is there a major here so I can give you a time frame? There's no majors here. So I feel very much depends on the people involved. It depends on you, how much effort you put in to get yourself out there, to meet someone, be social, hang around friends, go out. Online dating, oh, I don't know about online dating. There's so much out there that's no good. If you do think about online dating, just make sure you check and double check because we do have that Seven of Swords. Be practical about things. I don't see you being making impulsive decision, but I do see you being very open to see what the universe presents in the way of your person. But there are 3 court cards here, so, and your soulmate card. So I do feel like there's someone very shortly coming your way. Thank you for watching. I wish you a beautiful week. Okay, last but not the least, we have the Morgan Greer deck. Morgan Greer, one of my favorites that I've been working with most probably since I started to read tarot. And we'll shuffle the deck and tune in, see what comes in for us. Please give me feedback on how you find my readings. It's always good to get feedback. Okay, is there love coming for you? Are you ready? Is there love coming? Yes. This is your new beginning. Suddenly, if you are single, suddenly your status will change. Even though you're looking for love, it will still be quite unexpected. Even though you're waiting for love, it will happen very fast, very suddenly. It will be like a whirlwind. Today you're single, tomorrow you're in a connection with someone. This is also about taking a leap of faith. You might actually meet someone while you're traveling. This is about being open to receive. This card is ruled by Aries, but also has a very strong Uranian flavor. There's a kind of an innocence around this. What you see is what you get kind of feeling, but I also feel like this is your fresh new beginning. This is divinely guided. It's part of your cycle of life to go into this beautiful, adventurous, offbeat kind of unique connection. You're going to meet a very unique personality, that you're going to share your life with. Very free flow, living in the moment, going off on adventures together, backpacking together, tramping, traveling. Maybe even someone who likes pets. I see that little dog, even though that's sort of like your spiritual guide, but someone who loves animals, who likes to live the simple life is what I see. Your person will like to live the simple life. So we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is your person or person-nick. Very stable, loyal. Even though they like traveling and go off on adventures, they're also a little bit of a homebody, likes to stay at home, wants that security in life, wants the family, wants the home, a stable place to live, a firm foundation, very loyal. very much tuned into the senses as well. They like to wine and dine. On the downside, don't cross this person because they can keep grudges forever. Flip side to Taurus is Scorpio, and that means, they'll even the score without you even knowing it. That's the downside of this person. But they're very patient. It takes them a long time to work up, an anger. They don't like confrontation. They just have a very practical approach to life, and they pretty much allow the sun to shine for everyone. So we have, okay, so I feel like your person coming in could potentially be a Leo personality. We have Taurus, but we have the Leo card here, also Sun. You might even meet your person round about Leo season. Anything from Leo into Aquarius next year, which is early Feb. So I know that's a long time span, but this is more, I feel, the personality of your person. And they might actually be in a healing field. They might be like a natural healer, or they have an interest in a natural healing modalities like Reiki or massage or alternative healing, connecting with nature. They have the ability to soothe, self-soothe, but they also put other people at ease. They could just, like, I give this person as a healer, sort of like an eccentric type of personality, a healer, and then also like to travel, like to live the simple life. I see them having their own little garden, making their own herbal preparations. Uh, how do I say it? Working in like a light worker, working in service of bringing in healing for other people. They might also travel for business, or they might travel to bring healing classes or teach. Might be a teacher on alternative medicine, but I get a strong sort of alternative feel around your personality. And I get the feeling that you'll meet suddenly, because we, once again, and I said you'll meet while you travel, we have the Eight of Wands here, which is Sagittarius. I get a strong Sagittarian kind of feeling because this is fire. It's happening very fast. There's communication, short distance travel, very lively connection that you have here. Suddenly, as I said, definitely Tower is Mars. Okay, this is like, if you're single, suddenly you'll be in a connection. But this is also about your current status, whatever it was that you created to get you into a place where you find yourself single. It is time to change that. That is why you're watching this video. It's time for you to change your status. But I'll draw another card on that tower. I want to ask why that tower is there. I'll shuffle the deck. Why is the tower there? Please give me a card. Why is the tower there? Sometimes the card will flip out. Sometimes I have to draw one. Depending on the decks. Each deck has its own personality. Okay, so it feels like I'm going to have to draw one now. There's a couple that fell out. Okay, so there's a bit of a story here with this tower. It's you most probably you've been in a connection which was suddenly your previous relationship ended, and you are in a period of recovery, and your angels are working behind the scene to heal you from this traumatic kind of breakup that you had suffered. And you've learned a lot from that experience, and you sharing your knowledge of trauma and recovering from traumatic experiences. I feel like you've walked away from a connection. Suddenly, something suddenly came to a grinding halt or just crumbled, around your ears, and you just decided to move on. You didn't even consider to stay and wait it out or try and save it. You just walked away from it and you took some time to recover. This is a card that is about recovering, digesting your heartbreaking experiences, and recovering the knowledge of the lessons that you've learned. And so that's just a huge time out to process information after you walked away. But I do feel like this is leading you to a soulmate connection, because the Six of Cups is soulmates, is past life connection. So when you meet your person, you will feel a sense of familiarity around them. You'll feel very comfortable. It'll feel like you've known each other for a very long time, and that is why your connection will take off very fast. It will feel familiar, it will feel right, and that is why you'll be able to just take a leap of faith and jump in with your person without reservation, is the words that I hear. So I'll draw you some romance angel cards. Jump in without reservation. I've known you for so long. You my home. I hear that you are my home. You're my new home. It's like wherever I am, wherever you are, that's where home is. Especially with this Fool, wherever I lay down my hat, that's home. Wherever you are, that's home. A little bit of traveling Mulberry energy here. Country bumpkin, gypsy. I see like kind of like a gypsy sort of moving around, living in a caravan. You might be doing this, or you might feel like you want to do this with your new partner, your new love interest, traveling in a caravan, see the country, just relax and enjoy each other. In the summertime, travel together, go off on adventures together. Children. Let's say your love life is being affected by children. Maybe you want children. Maybe you're looking for someone with whom you can have children. Maybe your previous partner didn't want children and that's why it didn't work out. I don't feel like there's divorce here. I don't feel like you or your partner, your love partner or your person is divorced. I don't feel like if there is any children that would be an issue. What I kind of feel the issue is here is someone wants children, but the previous person that they were with didn't want any children. That's what I feel with that card. It says let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So that is in the past. I think this was like your love interest in the past really didn't want to have children, and that is why we have this letting go. You certainly did let go. Someone walked away there because we have the Eight of Cups. Someone walked away. Okay, so I'll draw some more romance cards for this connection because I do feel like that is in the past. I don't see any control, for the person watching because we have the Fool there. That's a very random sort of living in the moment. That's the opposite of control issues. King of Pentacles. I don't know I don't really see that as control either. The Emperor I would see as control, but not the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is just doing his own thing. He can be stubborn, but doesn't necessarily have to be controlling. This could be the one. You already met the romantic partner you seek. So maybe you've met this king, or there's a person with this very earthy, stable, loyal feel around them, being a friendship. This is a friendship card as well. And just coming to the realization that, hey, actually, there is much more to this connection that I initially thought. And maybe having a second look at it and taking that leap of faith on this friendship to say, well, if we can be friends, then, most definitely we could potentially be life partners and just enjoy each other, live in the moment, travel, and allow each other to be who we are in a very random, authentic kind of way. So, this is a beautiful reading, and I'm happy I could tell you that there is love on the way. Thank you for watching. I love reading for you. Until next time, light and love.